Hey everybody, Kevin Baxter back again for Pro Twin Performance in Baxter's Garage. You know, I was out on my way home today. It's been a pretty long week. Finally, we got a couple of days without rain, which was fantastic. So we're able to get a couple of bikes delivered. So I'm on my way home. Over the past several days, I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. And you know, you guys really got behind the old shop truck, which I thought was pretty cool. And of course, we've got a lot of old bikes that we're building right now. We've got, of course, the Panhead. We've got a couple of shovel heads going on and stuff like that. And, I've got so many messages about people thinking, how cool it is that we're keeping this old stuff on the road. So, like my 49 shop truck, everything in this truck is absolutely as it was original from 70 years ago. And I've gotten messages from people, and Rob Schwartz, you're one of them. Messages from people telling, Kevin, why don't you have fuel injection on it? Put disc brakes on it. Put HEI distributors on it. Do, rack and pinion steering. Put, disc brakes on it. And while a lot of those things are enhancements, no doubt, guys, a lot of this old stuff outlasts things that we have today. Let's be honest. When you start crawling under old trucks like this, these things were made to go. I want to say forever if properly maintained. Things like, all the ball and sockets on the tie rods, for example, are all adjustable to accommodate for wear. But the components used were rugged, they were tough, and made to handle it. And I think a big part of it is the understanding how to maintain and the willingness to do all the proper maintenance. And quite frankly, the knowledge base on this old stuff, it's going away, folks. Unfortunately, there's not enough people left on this planet that would even know what cup grease is or what you use cup grease for and all the eccentricities. So I was on my way home from the shop, and I thought I'd pull over on the side of the road here, and we're not too far from my house. So what we're going to do is the old truck, you saw we put a carburetor on it. You're going to see that she starts up just fine. And the other thing I want to show you, this truck, of course, has an I-beam front suspension, and, it's all mechanical, it's all manual, but it takes some tweaking, time, and attention, no doubt, and understanding this old stuff to get it dialed in just right. But the road that we're going to be going down, I chose to pull over here because this road does a lot of this. It's got a high crown to it, and it does, things like this and up and over hills. And on this type of steering and front suspension, and I'm going to welcome all you old guys to comment on this. If you've ever driven any old stuff like this with steering gearbox, steering gearboxes and pitman arms and all these other things, you would know that they typically waver, just walk all over the road. But you get them dialed in, and it's not so bad. So let's fire the old girl up here, and let's go for a ride. And I want to show you a two-finger, no-effort drive on this road that we're about to go on. So for these young kids, it's a funny thing. You look down on the floorboard on these old trucks, and in cars and everything else back in the day, it's kind of an interesting thing. You see this this button over here. Of course, I think these days people forget what this pedal is for. That's actually a clutch. Imagine that. You have to shift gears. Novel idea, right? They see this button over here, and they wonder what that little button's for. Of course, we know that that's the high beam, but then a lot of folks see this button over here to the right of the gas pedal. Of course, some of you are going to know that's the start button. These old 6-volt systems, which this truck still is, the 6-volt system did not make enough power to be able to drive a starter solenoid. So what you have to do when you flip the switch on, you push that pedal right there, and that drives the starter. So let's get this old girl going. Imagine that. She starts right up. All right, guys. Another thing some of you young bucks may not know about is a granny gear. You can come out of the clutch essentially in a granny gear without even touching the gas pedal. And you just start cruising right along. So let's see if we can do this here. You'll notice I'm not touching the gas pedal. Well, you can't really see it. Sorry, guys. And we're just cruising right along. One thing these old trucks aren't is quiet. But here's what I want to show you. It's kind of hard to tell from the phone here, but this road moves in several different directions, up and down the hill, everything else. And look at that. You notice virtually no play in the steering wheel, yet we're cruising on just fine. Nice curve, nice bump right here. 2 fingers and we roll right on through it. We're almost home. Thanks for going for a quick ride with me in my old beat up pickup truck. And guys, just want to remind you, if you're young or 20s, early 30s, and you know someone that's an old guy, been around for a long time, 70s, 80s, and they've turned wrenches, they've worked on things, the information that they have to share with you is incredibly valuable. Some of them have skills and trades that unfortunately are dying away and not with us anymore. And there's fewer and fewer people that know how to do something like adjust a steering gearbox on a 1949 GMC pickup truck. So if you have time and they take the time to talk to you and tell you things and tell you stories, it's a gift. So treasure it. Guys, thanks for watching. It's nice we've got some sunshine here again. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and take care of yourselves, guys.